Dana Perino, the Fox News star, always looks calm and happy on TV to the extent that it made her audience think she has a perfect life. But behind the calm face and composure, something very sad was going on in her life. According to reports, Dana's life has taken a sudden turn, and it's not what anyone expected. However, nobody knew about her present situation until she recently opened up to the public. Join us as we expose the tragic news that is eating her up. Life before the spotlight. Dana Perino was born in a quiet town called Evanston, Wyoming, on a lovely spring day, May 9, 1972. But she didn't stay there for long. Her childhood memories were mostly made in the city of Denver, Colorado, where she grew up. It was in Denver that she started dreaming big and learning the value of hard work, all thanks to her family background, which was special too. On her father's side, two of her great-grandparents had come all the way from Italy to America, bringing with them a strong sense of tradition, courage, and a deep love for family. So, as she got older, she went to high school in a place called Parker, which is just outside of Denver. The school was called Ponderosa High School, and it's where she really began shaping her goals. She wasn't the kind of student who simply drifted through the days because she was active, curious, and always looking for ways to stand out. And when it was time for college, she decided to attend Colorado State University, Pueblo. There, she worked hard and earned her degree in mass communications. But that wasn't all. She also chose to study political science and Spanish on the side, taking them as minors. Her time at university was not just about sitting in classrooms or reading textbooks. She joined the school's forensics team, where she learned how to speak confidently and think quickly on her feet. It was like sharpening a sword she'd later use in her career. She also got her hands dirty in real-life media work. At the school's own PBS station, KTSC-TV, she worked behind the scenes and got a feel for how television really worked. While other students were sleeping, she was already up and on the job. She even took a shift at a local radio station, KCCY-FM, where she worked from 2:00 a.m. to 6:00 a.m. Imagine how committed you have to be to wake up in the middle of the night just to chase your dreams. But her passion didn't stop there. After finishing her undergraduate studies, she wanted to go even further. So she packed her bags and moved to Illinois, where she studied at the University of Illinois Springfield. There, she earned her master's degree in public affairs reporting. But she wasn't just studying, she was already living her dream. While she was there, she worked for WCIA, a local CBS news station, covering real political stories from the Illinois Capitol. Reporting every day from such an important place gave her experience that books alone could never provide. She got to see politics up close and tell the stories that mattered to everyday people. After her time in Illinois, her next big chapter began in Washington, D.C. She found work with Congressman Scott McInnis, who represented Colorado. She started as a staff assistant, helping out with all kinds of important tasks. But she didn't stay in that position for long. She was just too smart, too driven, and too determined to remain behind the scenes. Soon after, Dana became the press secretary for another Colorado congressman, Dan Schaefer. He was in charge of the House Commerce Subcommittee on Energy and Power, which meant there was always something important happening. For nearly 4 years, she stood by his side, making sure the public and the media got the right message. It was her job to be the voice behind the scenes, and she did it with heart. When Dan Schaefer decided it was time to retire in 1998, she was at a crossroads. That's when she and her husband, Peter McMahon, made a big decision. They moved across the ocean to Great Britain. It was a new place, a different pace, and a fresh start. Even though it meant leaving behind the fast-paced life of Washington, it gave her time to breathe, reflect, and enjoy a new chapter with the person she loved. But Washington wasn't done with her yet. So, in November 2001, she returned to the capital city and landed another important role. This time, she became a spokesperson for the U.S. Department of Justice. She stayed there for 2 years, making sure the public understood the department's work and helping to manage communications. During some serious times, it was a role filled with responsibility, and she carried it out with strength and grace. Her journey didn't stop there, because her next step took her straight into the heart of the White House. There, she became the Associate Director of Communications for something called the Council on Environmental Quality. That might sound technical, but it really meant she was helping to guide how the government talked about environmental issues. She gave smart advice, planned messages, handled the media, and helped make sure the public was informed about the country's environmental policies. Like other successful people, she didn't stop there. Keep watching to know the next phase of her life that's probably connected to the tragedy she faced, the chosen career path. After the heartbreaking events of September 11, 2001, when the world seemed to pause in shock, a new chapter quietly opened in her life. Just 2 months after the tragic attacks, Dana Perino was offered a chance to serve her country in a more direct way. She was brought into the White House by then Chief of Staff Andy Card. This was a time when the entire nation was trying to heal and stand strong, and she stepped in with determination and grace. Her first role was as the Associate Director of Communications for the White House Council on Environmental Quality in 2002. With that position, she advised on how to present messages in a clear and honest way, and was always thoughtful about how words could bring people together or push them apart. She wasn't the loudest in the room, but she was always among the smartest, the most careful, and the most respectful of the weight her role carried. By 2005, her dedication had been noticed far and wide. She was promoted to Deputy Press Secretary, one of the closest people to the president when it came to handling the media. For 2 years, from 2005 to 2007, she stood beside the press team, managing communication, answering questions, and helping to explain the decisions of the administration to the world. This job required calm nerves, sharp thinking, and a deep understanding of both politics and people. She had all three and then some, which made everything flow accurately. But in 2007, life threw a curveball. Tony Snow, who was the White House press secretary at the time, had to step back to receive treatment for colon cancer. From March 27 to April 30th, Dana took on his responsibilities and became the acting White House press secretary. It was a big role, filled with pressure and constant attention. But she didn't just handle it, she shined. Her confidence, kindness, and clarity became a breath of fresh air during those difficult weeks. Later that same year, another major shift happened. On August 31st, President George W. Bush made an emotional announcement, which was that Tony Snow would be stepping down from his role due to his ongoing health challenges, and in his place, Dana Perino would take the lead. She officially stepped into the position on September 14, 2007, taking on the title of White House Press Secretary and Assistant to the President. It was a powerful moment because she had climbed the ladder with hard work and humility, and now she stood at the top, becoming the voice of the presidency. She continued in that role until the very last day of the Bush administration in January 2009. Through every press conference, every crisis, every carefully worded announcement, Dana stood tall. Her job wasn't just to share facts, it was to carry the weight of the nation's voice during one of its most complex times. She always made sure her words reflected respect, even when questions were tough and tensions ran high. One unforgettable moment from her time in the White House came on December 14, 2008. While President Bush was speaking at a press conference, in Baghdad, an unexpected incident surprised the world. A journalist named Montadar al-Zahedi threw not one but 2 shoes at the president, an act meant to be a sign of protest. Bush was quick and managed to duck both shoes, but in the chaos that followed, Dana wasn't as lucky. As security rushed in to handle the situation, she was accidentally hit in the eye by a microphone stand. The injury wasn't serious, but it was a moment that showed the unpredictability of her role. Even when things went sideways, she remained professional, composed, and strong. After she left the White House, many might have expected her to take a break or fade from the public eye. But that's not who Dana Perino is. Instead of slowing down, she found new ways to make her voice heard and her ideas matter. She joined the world of television and became a political commentator on Fox News. Viewers quickly noticed her thoughtful opinions and calm presence, and she soon became a familiar face as a regular co-host on the network's talk show, The Five. It wasn't long before audiences across the country grew to respect her even more, not just for what she knew, but for how she shared it. In 2009, something surprising happened. Even though she had served in a Republican administration, President Barack Obama recognized her talent and nominated her to serve on the Broadcasting Board of Governors. This group is in charge of overseeing government-supported broadcasting services around the world. It was a rare moment of bipartisan respect, and the Senate confirmed her nomination on June 30, 2010. This proved that Dana wasn't just respected by one political party. She was respected by both, which is no easy feat in Washington. Around the same time, she decided to share what she had learned with others. She began teaching a part-time course in political communication at George Washington University's Graduate School of Political Management. Imagine being a student and having someone who actually stood at the White House podium as your teacher. She didn't just bring textbook knowledge. She brought real-life experience, wisdom, and heart into the classroom. In March 2011, she took on yet another exciting role. The Crown Publishing Group, part of the well-known Random House Company, welcomed her as their editorial director for the Crown Forum imprint. In this position, she helped shape books and ideas, guiding authors and helping important stories find their way to the world. Starting in mid-September of 2016, Dana Perino tried something new and exciting. Alongside her colleague Chris Steyerwalt, she launched a podcast with a catchy name, Perino and Steyerwalt. I'll tell you what. It wasn't just any podcast. It was filled with energy, fun, back-and-forth conversation, and deep political insight. People quickly fell in love with the way Dana and Chris bounced off each other. Their show became so popular that it didn't stay just a podcast. It got picked up as a limited weekly series on the Fox News channel itself. Every week, they brought thoughtful, entertaining discussions to viewers' screens, giving people something to look forward to. This delightful run, however, came to an unexpected pause after the 2020 presidential election. That was when Chris Steyerwalt was let go from the network, and with his departure, the podcast also came to an end. It was the close of a chapter that many listeners truly cherished. Dana's voice had become a comforting one to fans who enjoyed both her wit and wisdom. And even though the show ended, she never stopped creating new moments to connect with people. Boy, 2022, Dana was stepping into a fresh role once again. She began appearing as a guest host on the popular late-night talk show Gutfeld on Fox News. Her personality, a perfect mix of charm and intelligence, lit up the screen. The audience took to her immediately, and soon she wasn't just popping in from time to time. She became a regular stand-in whenever the main host, Greg Gutfeld, was away. She brought a calm but lively energy to the late-night scene, balancing humor with thoughtful commentary. Dana's journey didn't stop there. It extended to August of 2023, when more good news came her way. It was announced that she would be launching yet another podcast, this time called Perino on Politics. This new show was set up ahead of the 2024 presidential election and aired through Fox News Radio. It was a chance for Dana to go even deeper into her analysis of the political world, offering her audience a closer look at what's happening behind the headlines. She dove into big topics and shared them in a way that was honest, simple, and smart. Her voice remained one that listeners could trust. Then, on August 30th, 2023, another big moment in her career unfolded. Fox News Media revealed that Dana would be one of the moderators for the second GOP presidential primary debate. She wasn't doing it alone. She would be working alongside Stuart Varney and Elia Calderon on Fox Business. Moderating a political debate is no easy task. It's high pressure, fast-paced, and every word you say is watched and judged by millions. But Dana took the challenge with confidence, stepping up once again in front of the nation. As the debate moved toward its conclusion, Dana decided to add a little twist. In a moment that got everyone talking, she asked the candidates to write down the name of one fellow candidate that they would vote off the island, borrowing a playful line from reality TV. It was meant to be a light-hearted, unexpected way to spark reactions and reveal dynamics among the candidates, but the responses were mixed. Most of the candidates chose not to play along. Chris Christie was the only one who went ahead and carelessly wrote a name, but he didn't actually share who it was. When the others began to question the fairness of the question, even he backed off and said he wouldn't reveal what he had written. The crowd found the moment funny and burst into laughter, enjoying the unexpected turn. But not everyone was amused. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, for one, didn't hold back. He made it clear he wasn't comfortable with the question and said it. Wasn't respectful toward the other people on stage. He reminded everyone that the point of the debate was to share ideas and policies, not to play games at one another's expense. Some of the other candidates nodded in agreement, silently standing by his point. Still, that moment left a mark. It reminded viewers that Dana Perino, while professional and graceful, wasn't afraid to stir the pot now and then. She brought humanity, humor, and a bit of surprise to a stage that is usually so serious and structured. Whether people agreed with the question or not, it gave rise to conversations and gave the night a unique flavor as well. Through each twist and turn of her career, Dana has remained true to herself. Whether it's behind the mic on a podcast, sitting at a late-night round table, or standing in front of presidential hopefuls, she brings her full heart into the moment. Her story is one of growth, reinvention, and always staying ready for what's next. She knows how to balance fun with seriousness, and she never forgets that the people watching are looking for someone real. Well, away from her career path, let's see what personal life looks like and how she met her lovely husband. Dana and Peter's love story. Sometimes life surprises us in the most beautiful ways. That's exactly what happened to Dana Perino in 1997, when she met a kind-hearted man named Peter McMahon on a flight from Denver to Chicago. They didn't plan it, and they weren't even sitting right next to each other, just close enough in seats 13A and 13C for a conversation to spark. Dana was working in Washington, and Peter, born and raised in the UK, was living across the ocean. Despite being from different worlds and having a noticeable age gap between them, they hit it off almost instantly. Peter later shared that he wasn't even looking for love at the time, but something about their chat just clicked. At the end of the flight, Dana handed him a card that had not just one way to reach her, but 4, which was her home number, office line, fax, and email. That moment would change both their lives forever. After the flight, Peter reached out to Dana, and soon enough the long-distance relationship began to grow into something truly special. Less than a year later, while they were standing near the majestic Washington Cathedral, Peter suddenly popped the question. Dana didn't say yes immediately. Instead, she wrote him a heartfelt letter. And at the very end, she gave him the positive answer he was hoping for, that she would marry him. They officially became husband and wife on September 30th, 1998. As of 2024, they've celebrated 26 years of marriage, which was a beautiful milestone in their journey together. Peter had been married before and had 2 children from his earlier relationship, but that never stood in the way of the deep bond he built with Dana. Over the years, she has spoken openly about how much Peter means to her. She calls him her best friend and the one who gives her strength. Dana, who served as the White House press secretary for President George W. Bush and now co-hosts Fox News The Five, said that she owes a big part of her success to Peter's never-ending support. She even mentioned on her podcast in 2022 that she wouldn't have achieved all that she has without him by her side. In an essay she wrote back in 2018, Dana described marrying Peter as both the most challenging and the most rewarding thing she's ever done. It wasn't always easy, building a life together when you come from different cultures and have demanding careers takes effort, but she considers it the best decision she's ever made. Peter, on the other hand, had quite a journey of his own before meeting Dana. As a young boy, he once dreamed of becoming a Royal Air Force pilot along with his childhood best friend. But after officer training didn't go quite as planned, mostly because he was a bit too playful and didn't take things seriously enough, he decided to take a different path. He moved to Germany and began working in medical manufacturing sales. In 1999, he started his own company called Icon Medical. According to his LinkedIn, he left that company in 2016, and by 2019 he was leading another company, Greensleeve Medical Corporation, as its president. Peter is someone who loves to explore new places. Aside from living in the UK and later moving to the United States with Dana, he has also spent time living in Germany, leaving there twice for 2 years, each Saudi Arabia for a year, and traveled across Asia, Europe, South America, and the Middle East. These travels, he once said, gave him a deeper understanding of how different people live around the world. It's something that's helped shape his open and thoughtful view of life. Together, Dana and Peter have shared their home not only with each other, but also with 3 very special dogs. First came Henry, followed by Jasper, who sadly passed away in 2021, and now Percy. All 3 of them were Hungarian Vizslas, a breed known for their sweet nature and loyal hearts. Dana often talks about how their dogs have been more than just pets. They're part of the family. In fact, she loved Jasper so much that she wrote an entire book about him and called it Let Me Tell You About Jasper. How My Best Friend Became America's Dog. Through the laughter, the adventures, the heartaches, and the quiet everyday moments, Dana and Peter built a life filled with love, shared values, and unshakable support for one another. Peter's unwavering support has been a cornerstone of Dana's career. From her time as White House press secretary to her role on Fox News, his encouragement has been constant. Peter's own career in medical sales and his global experiences have enriched their shared life. Together, they've built a home filled with love and shared adventures, including raising their beloved Hungarian Vizsla dogs. But little did they know that those beautiful moments would soon be drowned by the most horrific tragedy. Stay tuned to know what happened. Going through the tragic moment in recent months, Dana Perino has shared a deeply personal and emotional chapter of her life, revealing that her husband, Peter McMahon, has been facing serious health struggles. Though she hasn't disclosed any specific medical details, Dana has made it clear that the situation has been incredibly tough for both of them. This news comes as a shock to many, as Dana, known for her professional poise and confident presence on Fox News, has always kept her personal life relatively private. Yet, in these challenging times, her strength and love for Peter have shown through, even as she navigates one of the most difficult periods of her life. For Dana, balancing the emotional toll of being Peter's primary caregiver while managing her demanding career at Fox News has been nothing short of overwhelming. Being a prominent figure in the media world, Dana's role at Fox News demands constant attention, presence, and commitment. Yet, despite the constant pressures of her job, she has chosen to reorganize her life and focus on Peter's needs. Her dedication to him during this time speaks volumes about the quiet, unwavering strength she possesses. This chapter of her life has brought new challenges, but Dana has faced them with resilience, showing how deeply she cares for her husband while maintaining the level of professionalism her job requires. As Dana continues to juggle her personal struggles and public responsibilities, her strength in handling criticism and public pressure has been remarkable. Dana has long been a target for some public scrutiny, particularly during high-profile events like the 2023 Republican debates. Despite the harsh criticism she sometimes faces, Dana remains calm, composed, and focused on her job. In a world where media personalities are often quick to react, Dana stands out for her ability to maintain professionalism, handling even the most challenging situations with grace. Dana's philosophy is rooted in the belief that respectful dialogue and embracing different opinions are crucial, even when the conversation gets heated. She has always valued open discussions and believes that hearing multiple perspectives is very important, whether in the media or in her personal life. Through all the adversity, Dana has shown time and again that it's possible to handle public pressures with poise and to remain true to one's values. Her ability to balance her personal challenges with her demanding career, while staying true to her beliefs and maintaining her professional integrity, makes Dana a role model for many. The love and support she has shown Peter through his health crisis highlight the depth of her commitment to her family, while her strength in the face of public adversity shows just how powerful resilience can be. Overcoming the challenges, Dana Perino's life today is a beautiful blend of love, dedication, and purpose. Balancing her personal life with a dynamic career, Dana co-hosts The Five and America's Newsroom on Fox News. Her days are filled with early mornings, regular exercise, and moments of reflection, including ballroom dancing and guided meditation, which help her maintain mental well-being amidst the demands of her profession. Dana emphasizes the importance of staying informed without becoming overwhelmed, advocating for moderation in news consumption and engaging in community activities to support mental health. Dana's commitment to empowering others is evident through her co-founding of Minute Mentoring in 2009. This innovative program connects young professional women with experienced female leaders in fast-paced, advice-packed sessions, fostering meaningful connections and guidance. The initiative has reached thousands across the country, leaving a lasting impact on both mentors and mentees. Her literary contributions further showcase her dedication to sharing wisdom and inspiration. In her latest book, I Wish Someone Had Told Me, Dana compiles invaluable advice from her own experiences and those of her mentors, offering readers guidance on building a fulfilling career and life.